Well, congratulations on getting a contract and having your home go under contract. It's a very exciting time. It means we're coming to the end of the finish line. Your home could be sold in less than 30 days. But there's a few little processes that we have to go through before we close. So I'm going to cover the typical process that happens once you go under contract initially. So most sellers are really happy that their home is under contract, but we're not completely out of the woods yet. What happens next is that the listing agent will order the title search. That will usually come out in about a week. The title company will send you a document that will ask you if you have a loan, what's the payoff of your loan. They'll also ask you for your social security number. Please don't put that on email. You can either call it in to the title company, just verify that it's the right title company, or ask for a secure email to send it to them. I don't think email is very secure. The other thing that happens is the buyer's agent will send their buyer's contract to the lender, and then the buyer's agent will schedule their buyer's inspection. Now, they could set it up anytime. Generally, it's during the weekdays, sometimes on Saturday. You don't have to leave for the inspection, and you would have to approve the inspection, period. Now, the MLS requires us to tell the system that the home is under contract. In my mind, that creates demand destruction. So legally, once you've accepted a contract, you can't allow any other buyer to get in first position on the contract unless your contract has already failed. So you have to walk through the process, but there are some deals that fall apart over inspection or appraisal, or the buyer can't get the loan, right? So what I do is I continue to keep marketing the home. I have ways to keep marketing the home that doesn't tell the whole entire world, meaning the buyer population, that the home has a contract. I want to keep the demand going until we know for sure that the deal is firm. So it's up to you if you want to continue to accept showing appointments after you go under contract. You don't have to, but it's an option. Also, there'll be a title search that's done that they'll ask you for information, and you can provide it to them. That helps them get ready for the closing. And there is an inspection that typically happens next. Now, you can prepare for the inspection. Most of our sellers choose to do a pre-inspection. That way they're already prepared. They already know the issues. Many times they're taking care of it. But for the actual buyer's inspection, make sure things like the electrical box are available for the inspector to get to, the furnace, the mechanicals, even attic access. The house does not have to be show ready. We require that the buyer's agent attend their inspector's inspection. So inspectors in this state are not licensed. Okay, there's no license for inspectors. So I really want somebody escorting them. You don't have to leave for the inspection, but don't be surprised if the inspector asks you to leave. I would say no, it's your house. But you know, this is one of the steps where it's the most likely that a contract could fail. So you want it to go well as best you can. If the buyer chooses to do a radon test, which is the natural radiation that emanates from granite decomposing, generally they require that the house be more or less closed up. You can still go in and out of doors, but you want to don't open windows during the 2-day test. And the fix for that, if you don't have a radon mitigation system, could cost as much as $2,100 to $2,500. And then after, and you don't have to agree to it, it's a negotiable point. After the inspection, most buyers will ask the seller to repair any defective issues. You don't have to agree to any of it. It does say in the contract the home is sold as is, where is, with all its faults. However, they will send over a written inspection objection, which effectively says that we'll take the house, but only if you fix this and this and this. Now, you can counter that with what we call an inspection resolution. So they will also send over a copy of the inspection report, and the report will go over every single flaw the inspector thought they found. Focus only on what the buyers are asking for. Don't focus on the report. A lot of people look at the report first and think that they have to fix everything, and they definitely don't. You don't have to agree to everything. And there are times when the inspector is not right about what they're asking for. Maybe they missed that you already had a carbon monoxide or a smoke detector in that spot. And then our response would be in writing to say, all right, we see your objection. This is what we're willing to do. I'll just tell you a quick story. I had one buyer recently that had his inspector check the sewer line, which I usually put in the contract. We have to have a plumber do this now because I've had too many problems with the inspectors breaking things and not doing it right. So in this case, he stuck a camera on a line and ran it down the sewer line. Turned out it was a fisheye lens. So it looked kind of, instead of round, it was more not round, oblong. And then he took that video, shared it with a couple of plumbers, and the plumbers came back with a very expensive bid, $9,000 to $12,000, to repair the alleged crushed sewer line. So the seller went and actually got his own sewer scope to see what was going on from two different plumbers, and both of them said, "There's nothing wrong with this sewer line. It's not shaped like a fisheye. It's perfectly round and it's functional." So you just want to double check. You want to be ready for, sometimes they have incorrect assertions on their inspections. And I like to build in a little bit of time to go out and get your own professionals to confirm or deny whether or not that issue actually is a defect. In this state, there is no license or qualification to be an inspector. I could be an inspector, and I'm scary with the screwdriver in my hands. So you need to know that. And once we get past the agreement, so if they sign the inspection resolution, then fine, we're done with the inspection. Now the repairs don't have to be finished by the resolution. They have to be finished at closing or funded out of the closing. Either one is fine. And then we're moving on to the next step in the process, which would be appraisal, final walkthrough, and closing. And we've got our next video coming up about what happens next about the appraisal. Thank you for watching. I'm Barb Schlinker, and I appreciate your business. Have a great day.